Welcome into New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green, and we're about to get into a Giants rumors mailbag. And remember, if you want to be featured on these mailbags where I answer your questions, you got to be a subscriber. So go down right now, hit that big red button. We're trying to get to 9,000 subscribers on the channel. I'd appreciate it if everybody goes down right now and hits that big red button. This first one coming in from Isaac Petey. What are your expectations for this season? Hashtag Giants. Be better than you were last year. Show that there's been progress made. Make me feel better about the future than I was in January of this year when you had to fire Joe Judge. You had to let go of your offensive coordinator mid-season. I'm not expecting the playoffs. That'd be great. But a little bit realistic, how about we just win a couple games? We look like a competent football team. We can compete. We're not the laughing stock of the league. We're not running quarterback sneaks on second and third down. Be competent. Find out if Daniel Jones is or isn't the guy. I think that would also be considered a successful football season. And honestly, no big-time injuries. That's kind of where we're at. Keep the good players healthy and be better than you were last year. Maybe go 500. I think that would be best-case scenario for the New York Football Giants. This next one rolling in from Caesar. What's going on? Giants, did you see that somebody deciphered the Dallas Cowboys draft board and that the Giants got both of Jerry Jones' top two players in the draft? I did. They had Kayvon Thibodeaux at number 1, Evan Neal at number 2, and it was just a great draft, honestly. There's a lot of teams that had Evan Neal and Kayvon Thibodeaux and their top 5 players on their big board. You got 2 cornerstone pieces to begin a rebuild for the New York Giants. You got your starting right tackle in Evan Neal. Some people had him as the second best player in this draft. Then you got Kayvon Thibodeaux, someone that right now has the second highest odds to be the rookie defensive player of the year. I think Thibodeaux really has all-pro potential. I think he could be a double-digit sack guy in his NFL career as early as his rookie year. I love what the Giants did, and the fact that the Cowboys love what the Giants did, that makes it even sweeter. Jason Lynn, what's going on? What would it take? What would it take make you think Jones is the guy moving forward? Show me that you're a better football player, the short answer, but cut down on the turnovers. Don't fumble every time you get hit. Stop throwing dumb interceptions. Be able to come off your first read better than he has in the past. We've seen it a lot that Daniel Jones has dropped back and he's just been stuck on his first read. He doesn't move his eyes. He doesn't progress into his later reads while he's dropping back in the pocket. Come out of the season healthy. I think, honestly, if you want to put stats to it, Daniel Jones' rookie year when he played or just had 12 starts, he threw 24 touchdowns. Now that we have a 17-game season, can he throw 30 touchdowns? That's kind of the benchmark for me. Go over 30 touchdowns. Show me that you're getting better so that the Giants can bet on you to be their future quarterback. Or if you don't, they're going to have to move on and you're going to be a free agent trying to be a backup somewhere else in the NFL. This one coming in from OBJ13NYG. What's going on, man? Do you think OBJ could retire with the Giants? He is always tweeting about them, yes. He tweeted out after the Giants selected Kayvon Thibodeaux that was a great player. And at the end of the day, if Dave Gettleman was still the Giants general manager, I wouldn't feel that way. But I think that's where the hate from Odell comes. It's to Dave Gettleman. At the end of the day, he sent him to Cleveland for his career to die. Let's just revisit what Odell Beckham did when he was with the New York Football Giants. From 2014 to 2016, he was the best or maybe the second best receiver in the NFL. 91 catches, 96 catches, 101 receptions, 1,300, 1,400, 1,300 receiving yards, 12, 13, and 10 touchdowns. Odell Beckham made watching the Giants fun. He's one of the best Giants in my lifetime. I love Odell Beckham Jr. I would think it would be awesome if he could walk out of his NFL career wearing that blue number 13 jersey. Do I think it happens if I had to say today? No. I would love to see it because I love Odell Beckham. I think he was good for the Giants. He brought some respectability and talent at the wide receiver position we've never seen. But I honestly don't believe that he'll ever play for the Giants again, and that sucks. But what do you think? Do you want OBJ to ever play for the Giants again? If you do, go down in the comment section and type OBJ for yes. Or if you don't want to see Odell play for the Giants again, you can go down in the comment section and type no BJ. He did it again. This next one coming from Thomas R1 Bad 21 Ultra. That's a lot of characters right there. I like it. I am of the opinion that that the writing is on the wall and Jones is done after this year. I agree that if he doesn't play well, this will be the last year of his career with the Giants. And with the writing being on the wall, I don't necessarily agree with that. I think the Giants are doing a lot of things to put him in a position to succeed. They selected Wan'Dale Robinson in the 3rd round of the NFL draft. They got him another playmaker on the outside, someone that they could just throw the football to and let him eat up yards after catch. They selected a right tackle at number 7 overall. So now you have a left tackle that was selected top 5. You have a right tackle that was selected top 10. You paid Mark Glowinski a solid amount of money for a team that was cap-strapped. So they are building around Daniel Jones and giving him the tools to succeed. Look, if he doesn't play well, this will be his last year with the Giants. And at the end of the day, as a competitor, all you can ask for is to control your own destiny, and Daniel Jones has the opportunity to do that next year. Ray Nunez, what's going on, brother? What do you expect from Robinson? I didn't like the pick at first, but after watching his highlights, I like him, and paired up with Tony, I think it will be a good combo. I was the same way. I had a round 4 grade on Robinson. The Giants, they took him in round 2, so a little bit early in my opinion. But the more tape study I've done, the more I've watched him, this is someone that if he wasn't, I know you can say that about a lot of players, but if he was 5'11" instead of 5'8", he would have been a first-round draft pick. And the thing, a lot of people, like you said, have compared him to Kadarius Toney. He's very similar in the way that he can make plays in space, speed in space, make the first guy miss, a generator with the football, as Joe Schoen would say. He's a good yards after catch guy, but Wan'Dale Robinson, he's also a deep threat, and he showed that at Kentucky this past year. He was top 5 in college football and deep threat yards. He is an explosive player, and if you watched the Giants last year, like I know you did, their offense, it wasn't explosive. So now with Toney and Wan'Dale Robinson, the Giants' offense is going to be much more explosive. I expect him to be a good rookie, not a great rookie. I think it's going to take a little bit of time. But can we get 30 catches, 500 yards, 3 or 4 touchdowns? I'd be down with that. Something else I'd also be down with is if you go down right now and hit that big red button, because we're trying to get to 9,000 subscribers on the channel. We gained almost 1,000 subscribers dating back to day 1 of the NFL draft. So if you subscribe during that time, you're a real one, and turn on your notifications. Hit that bell icon underneath the video so you get a notification every time we drop a video on this channel. Because look, we're a Giants News and Rumors channel. When news and rumors pop up, we make a video about it. Look, we do daily free videos around the latest Giants news and rumors. So if you love the Giants and you like Giants content, we're your one-stop shop. Go down right now and hit that big red button. Jonathan Eads, what's going on? Why don't we try Baker? If it doesn't work, then trade him. So the reason you can't try it and then trade him is for the fact that this is the last year on his contract. So your idea would be to trade for him, and then by, say, when's the NFL trade deadline usually? Week 7, week 8? It's the first Tuesday in November, so about week 7 or week 8. No one's going to trade for Baker Mayfield. If let's say the Giants trade for him, obviously, like you said, Jonathan, and then he struggles through the first 8 weeks, the Giants are going to trade him, and there's going to be another team willing to trade for him after he struggled with the Giants. Look, I understand if you don't believe in Daniel Jones. He hasn't shown a lot outside of his rookie year that he can be a franchise quarterback, but the idea of trading for Baker and then trade him if he doesn't struggle, it just doesn't really make a lot of sense in my opinion. Ryan Fletcher, what's going on, Brody? What kind of year are you expecting for Saquon Barkley to have? A better one than he's had since his rookie year. When he came into the NFL as the number 2 pick out of Penn State, he was the best running back in the league, in my opinion, his rookie year. We'll show you those stats in a second. But I expect him to have probably his second best year in his NFL career. If you look at what he did back in 2018, when he had 261 carries, and he had 1,300 rushing yards, and he averaged 5 yards a pop when he got the ball. He also had 15 total touchdowns and 91 receptions. Can we get a year that mirrors that? Because in the first 16 games of his career, he was the best back in the league. The next 28, he was a replacement-level player. Only had 12 touchdowns in 28 games, only 1,600 yards in 28 games. I think with the revamped and rejuvenated offensive line, with Andrew Thomas, Evan Neal, Mark Glowinski, and Joshua Azudu, and John Feliciano at center, Saquon Barkley is going to have the best line he's ever played with in the NFL. That's why I want to play a little bit of a game over, under. You've probably played it before, but what about this one? 1,500 all-purpose yards for Saquon Barkley. That means you add his rushing yards and his receiving yards together, and if it's going to be over 1,500, or that's what you are predicting, you can go down in the comment section and type O for under, or if you think it's going to be under 1,500 yards, go down and type U for under. Mario, what's going on, man? I love seeing you in the comment section. Giants, if we make playoffs, do you think we win the division? Well, one of the ways to make the playoffs is to win the division, and right now, the NFC East, it's up in the air. It pains me to say it, but that team down in Dallas is the team that I think is most likely to win the division. But as we know in the NFC East, the top of that division changes every single year. And how many times have we seen it where a team has gone from last in the NFC East to first in the NFC East? Look, the Giants, they're probably going to have to win the division to make the playoffs because there's some good teams in the NFC. But at the end of the day, I don't want to put a playoffs or bust type of label on the Giants. It's a rebuild, new head coach, new GM. Just get better every single day. Show you're a competent team and have the Giants fans believing in that team as we go into the 2023 NFL offseason. Giants fans, I also want to thank you for following us on Rumble. Here at Chat Sports, we've got like 20 channels on Rumble, which is a very similar app to YouTube. It's a content creator app where you post videos, and we're posting our Giants Now content over there. And of all the channels here at Chat Sports, we are ranked 4th, and that's a credit to everybody that shows love over here. We're beating the Cowboys report, and they have over 120,000 subscribers here on YouTube, so that feels good to beat the Cowboys. Anytime you beat the Cowboys, it's a good day. But give us a follow, rumble.com/NYGiantsTV. I'll put the link to follow us on Rumble in the comments and description of this video. Sam43, do the Giants need to sign another cornerback if they cut James Bradberry? They're going to have to do something, because if you move on from James Bradberry, you are leaving this depth chart very thin. I was just talking about it with some of our Chat Sports employees outside in the hallway. The Giants, they're not in a position to just be giving up on good football players. And that's what James Bradberry is. I understand that he didn't play that well in 2021, but he is still a good football player. In 2020, he was a top 5 corner. And can you really go into week 1 of the NFL season as Aaron Robinson as your cornerback too? I like him a lot. I loved what he did in his rookie year after being a 3rd-round pick. But this group is extremely thin. Adoree Jackson, I have concerns. He's a good coverage corner, but he's been injured on and off throughout his career. And the challenge of guarding number 1 wide receivers, sideline to sideline for Adoree Jackson, that's going to put a lot of miles on his car, so to speak. I think he's a good football player, but I don't know if he's ready to go and be a number 1 corner and cover opposing number 1 wide receivers. So if the Giants do move on from James Bradberry, and it sounds like they're going to cut him, what about signing one of these guys? And before you guys get in the comment section and go, but Marshall, we have no cap space. Look, it's May. These guys are still free agents, and that means most likely they're down to sign and take minimum contracts. And that's what Joe Schoen has done all off season long. Kevin King, none of these guys are great, but they're better than some players the Giants have on their roster. If I had to choose one of these guys, it would be Jimmy Smith because of the familiarity he has with a guy like Don Wink Martindale. He knows that system. He'd be able to teach young guys like Aaron Robinson and Cordell Flott and Darnay Holmes the system that Wink Martindale wants to run. Jimmy Smith, he's not the elite player he once was, but he's a vet, and he's someone that can teach a lot of these young guys. But name a player you want the Giants to sign. There's going to be a second wave of free agency. I know the Giants don't have a lot of money, but the players that are left in free agency, they're not going to be asking for a lot of money. So give me a guy in the comment section you want the Giants to sign.